Hi guys. Hello. Thank you so much for the first live. I think it went okay. A lot of things could have been done better. Next week I'll have the right orientation, so apologies for that. I really enjoyed talking with you. And next week what I will do before we have the live, I'll have a list of I did have a list of topics, but this time I'm going to ask you guys to tell me what you'd like us to talk about a bit more. And yeah, I'm going to be in Iceland, so I'll see if I can get us some nice views where we can, have the live and have a view of the lovely outside. It's going to take place at around the same time, 9 p.m. UK time. I don't even know the time difference between UK and Iceland, but I'll find out and put it in the chat. Anyway, as a way to say thank you, let me have a. This popped up on my timeline. Hugo Vickers. Sorry, what you can see on my face is the mask I had on during the live is coming off, and I was taking it off when I saw him. But because I'm very tired, I thought let me just quickly respond to this man. Hugo Vickers is our favorite royal correspondent who he literally just starts talking and lets his mouth talk and his brain eventually catches up with him. I'm curious to in this topic shows that they've not learned their lesson. They are once again trying to jump the gun after the humiliation of with Love Meghan. One would think that before they run to jump the gun, they at least wait for the podcast to come out. But no, because they need Meghan to make money and he needs to earn his £30 per appearance fee, he's happy to give us stupid insights. So let's hear what nonsense he has to say so that we can counter it and move on with our lives.
Well, I guess you have to give it to her that she's pretty unstoppable. She keeps going on producing new things, which, of course, as somebody in the celebrity world is what you have to do. So she's always
They are not used to royals working.
making another step. But with Love and Meghan hasn't been, as far as I can see, a great success. I mean, it's been very highly criticized. And this one looks a little bit touchy-feely as well. It's one of those...
So, for whatever reason, I don't know who this man is. Some random, he calls again royal commentator. Ladies and gentlemen, what do we say on this page? That's not a real job. I don't even know what exactly he was doing before he started commenting on the royal family, or if he really truly is that pathetic and this is all he's actually been doing all his life. I don't even know what to say about that type of a career. But anyway, I'm glad that this nobody is giving us his opinion on it's with Love Meghan. This nobody with no media experience. This nobody who clearly didn't do his research before coming here, because if he had, he would know about the 10 million MIV impressions Meghan got from just 1 week of her show for her As Ever brand. But because the aim of this page is to drag these idiots, let's let him keep on talking.
There's sort of awful things about, if you're going to watch a program about how people set up a small business and turn it into something fabulous, personally, I'd rather watch a real expert, who is tried and tested in the field, than somebody who swans in and sort of delivers herself of some sort of random thoughts.
Okay, so for those of us who actually know the synopsis of the podcast, I'm sure he does too, but he pretends. Meghan is hosting a podcast where she's going to talk about her journey to becoming a founder and the challenges she's had, according to what she said, challenges and problems and fun that she's had along the way. And she's going to interview other successful female founders to give insights into how they were able to scale their business. So I don't know why he's giving us this talking point. Meghan never said she was hosting a podcast to share her business insights alone. She's actually going to interview others so that they can share their insights with the world. But I guess when you want to criticize somebody and you don't have a talking point, you start pulling nonsense out of your ass. Hugo Vickers, maybe instead of rushing to give commentary, you actually pay attention to what the subject matter is.
But that's just my opinion.
Yes,
the other one wasn't a success, and this one may or may not be. I suppose if I'm being sort of logical, looking at it from afar, she has to keep trying. I mean, it is possible, I suppose, that if she does enough podcasts, eventually one of them will work. But this one doesn't look terribly exciting to me. But having said that, I guess you do just have to keep going. I suppose that is the message that comes out for the rest of us, whether we watch it or we don't. The thing is, if you go out into the public arena in the way that she's done, you are bound to inspire other people who've been there first to come forward saying, you're using my name, you're using my idea, we've already done this, or indeed with the cookery program, actually that doesn't work, you shouldn't be pouring boiling water onto pasta, we don't do that in Italy, we do it in a much better way. All those things happen. And this is where she's always going to be in a problem, I think, because of some of the things that she said in the past, which have been very contentious. There is a lot of hostility towards her. And there's also a lot of suspicion.
What?
What is she really up to?
What?
What is quite interesting is if you look at her in the Love Meghan thing, when she's all syrupy in the kitchen, and if you flick back and you watch her with sort of dark-eyed makeup in the Oprah Winfrey interviews, sort of attacking the royal family and really with terrible allegations, it's almost two different people. So she is presenting herself in a completely different way. And I think that we are all rather suspicious of this and we wonder what's really going on. And it comes back to the same message all the time of endless reinvention, where I would...
Guys, does this sound like a normal person to you? Hugo Vickers, I don't know what you've been doing for the past week. Maybe you've been drowning in your tears and you've been begging the Sun to give you something to say so you can earn your £30 fee that you need to pay for your subscription light bill. But that I had to let him keep on talking, guys. That was probably the most insane 2 minutes of delivery I have ever heard from this man. I didn't even know he could sing to this depth. I have to say I am actually quite amused. I had no idea you were this entertaining. I just assumed you just let you know how I said for me he's a rambler. He just talks and lets his brain catch up later. This guy is, I don't think he's well. I don't know. What do you guys think? Are you hearing the cycles? I mean that came up completely unhinged to me. The hell is he talking about that when she's wearing dark eye makeup, making allegations against the royal family? No, she was talking about her experience in the royal family, and then the part that he said, then watching her feel all summary in a with Love Meghan show. What is this guy okay? You see what I told you, that these people they bring out, they don't bring them on broadcast TV, because if somebody listens to this man on broadcast TV, people will start calling in and asking, why are you bringing somebody who is not mentally sound here? So it's only on online platforms they can actually put them, because these people are not well. Oh my goodness, that was crazy. Did you guys hear what he said? Please, I would love to see your comments. That was insane.
Give her credit is that despite everything that people say and everything that people criticize her for, she keeps going. And as I say, that is kind of what you have to do in life. And so, maybe it'll work out, but you ask me my professional opinion, I don't think it will. Well, I do think she's spreading herself rather thin. And as for it being a cookery program, if it was a real cookery program, I would have liked to have seen, I don't know, even access to some sort of handsheet as to how you could actually create these dishes later on back at home.
It's clear he didn't watch the show, or he watched the show, but because he's not actually a journalist, he's a commentator, he didn't do any research. Because if he had, on Netflix to Doom, you can get the recipes. And again, this is not a cooking show, this is a lifestyle show, Hugo. But then again, I wouldn't expect somebody who is not all there to know. So let's just let him keep talking nonsense, I guess. I don't even know what to say at this point.
Home, but we didn't get that. So I don't think it was about cooking at all. It was all about Meghan. It was Meghan wearing different outfits and running around in somebody else's kitchen, hardly ever wearing an apron as far as I could see, which, I don't know about you, but most people in the kitchen, it's usually quite chaotic actually, and then sometimes good results come out. So it didn't really seem to be terribly genuine, and that's the worry. And then now we're going to get lots of conversations which we can listen into, I suppose, of her chatting to people who succeeded and people who failed, what are their tricks, what are their tumbles, she tells us. And apparently it's all going to be great fun. Well, wait and see. She's at the moment had more tumbles than anything else. But you see, I think where she's in trouble is that uh, the world is sort of rather turning against her. And, when she started out, I mean, you actually go right back to the wedding, and I can't tell you how excited everybody was when she came on the scene. And somehow she's managed to turn all that round, and all those horrible allegations that she made about the royal family, a lot of which have been withdrawn. And and now she's not doing that. So obviously that didn't work very well in her favour. So she's trying out new ideas. But I think already it's sort of easier for people to criticize. And I mean, I'm sure that a lot of people have read it's the articles that those cookery programs inspired were some of them were very funny, and they were very kind of, you know, it brought out a lot of kind of good writing in a way. I mean, at one point, I mean, for example, somebody called Hilary Rose wrote, I think, in the Times and said, picture the faces of the children when they go home with their goodie bag and they don't find a bit of cake inside it. They find some seeds in a decomposable pot in which to plant them. Won't they be disappointed? That sort of thing is being said. And, and with justification, I think, because when you watch a program, you really want to see something with substance. Now, this morning, Prue Leith was talking about a new show she's going, and I mean, she's been at it for years, and she's a very, very professional cook. And they asked her, would she be watching with Love Meg? And she said, no way she would be watching it. She said she didn't want to watch something which was all to do with. Actually, what she specifically mentioned was, people deciding what hand cream to wear and things. She wants substance, and so I think that's what the Love Meghan programs were lacking. It was all very superficial. And I just wonder how this podcast will be different.
Well, that was an utter and complete. That was a journey. That was actually quite funny to me. See how I didn't stop him or even put my commentary. I just wanted him to finish because I thought that entire commentary was utter and complete batshit nonsense. He said so many nonsense. He lied. I don't even know if whether it's that he lied or his brain started breaking down at the end. I don't think that man is very bright. And who the hell is police? Guys in the comments, do you know who that is? I don't know what that is. Who that is? So I don't know why somebody I don't know and don't care about why her opinion means anything to me or why it will mean anything to Meghan. And he literally just confirmed what the podcast was towards the end of this segment. After at the beginning saying that if he wanted to get business advice, he will go to somebody who has more experience. Oh, Lord. Meghan has these people talking. This guy was even off on a tangent more than usual. Like I said, he's my favorite because I feel like you never know what you're going to get when that man opens his mouth. But this has to be the most unhinged nonsense he said. I've told you guys that season 2 announcement has really knocked them off kilter. They've got nothing. And I think every time they stand in front of the camera and dig in their brain, trying to find some kind of talking point that is a gotcha, it just makes them sound even more insane. What the hell was that? But anyway, guys, like I said, we drag these people for a living now. So please give me your comments, laugh, points, and I wish Hugo Vickers had a Twitter so I would go there and post there and say, what the hell are you talking about, mate? Do you need help? And yeah, please like and subscribe. Please like and subscribe and share and have a good laugh at Hugo's expense because that was bad shit. Take care, guys. Have a good night.